All right, I'm here for the indie label sessions with Truth Tone Records. And I'll start with the first question. Who is Truth Tone Records?
Truth Tone is a conglomerate of extremely talented, committed artists who want to use their resources and gifts to make a positive impact on the world. Oh yeah, make dope music too.
All right, and who are you?
My name is Kevin Lavender Jr., founder and CEO of Truth Tone, one of the team members of this dynasty.
Are you an artist on the label as well?
Yeah, you can say that. Probably the one that has the least amount of material out, but definitely an artist.
What's your stage name?
VH. Originally stood for Verbal Hemlock, now stands for Victory and Honor.
All right. Who else we got here with us today?
I'm Candace Lavender, also known as DC. I'm a hip-hop artist, vocalist, poet on the label. Doing my part.
Justin Stevenson, go by Vocab, youngest member of Truth Tone. Not too young, 26 now, but
Hey.
but youngest member definitely, and learned a lot from these beautiful people and the artists and creative mind.
Yeah.
My name is Jude Al Johnson, also known as Conscious, also known as DJ Conscious, MC, vocalist, and also resident DJ.
Yolanda Lavender, vocalist and songwriter. Proud to be a part of Truth Tone.
All right. You guys are incredibly active in the community. I'd like for you to tell everybody a little bit about that. Why do you feel like it's important as artists to be so involved in the community?
Yeah, I think we early on, like with Kev, one of the things that he kind of enforced, and I think was just pretty innate with all of us, is that we had already come from like a background of service within like our individual families, and so it just kind of happened naturally that we just mixed like what we did in terms of like the music with just who we are as people and like within the community. So our first show was at the Kalamazoo Gospel Mission. Just like everybody in one line, one
lavalier.
One mic, one sound.
The Truth Tone.
With the two-step. Right. Never forget that. But I think that was also like a testament to the foundation that was laid, where we all supported each other, and that's still evident today. And so even though we were all one row performing while one person had the moment, it was like our support has just been, it's amazed me, the support that like we have for one another, whether it's if Yogi got a show, we all there supporting. If Kevin has an event, we're all there supporting. Jadal is DJing an event. If Justin's baby girl is sick or whatever, like we're all gonna come together, send a text out or whatever. And that's what, for me, has kept me like present in this label, because it's not just a label. It's really a family that we've grown into. So.
All right. Well, with that being said, you see a lot of people joining forces and stuff today. I guess, how would you advise other artists who are a part of a label to make sure that they keep in contact with each other? Like, is there something special that you guys do to make sure that you stay so close-knit?
I was just thinking, excuse me, to piggyback on what she just said on her last answer, the unique thing is that we make music. The general thing is that we would all be doing something in the community, if we weren't together as a conglomerate making music. So that's the unique thing about it. I guess to answer your question, the advice, if it's not organic, then don't do it. Like this is, we would be doing this anyway. We just happen to have a camera and we just happen to be interviewed, but we come together and join like minds and forces more times than a camera will ever see. So it's very genuine.
All right, so you mentioned that you do music. What projects have you guys released, like whether individually or collectively? Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Well, I'll say this. I think my one and only solo song that I released, or a song where I was the main artist, or featured artist, it was called My Meditation. And I dropped that in, May 2006, featuring my sister, Jennifer. She went by Crystal Method. So that song got a lot of radio airplay locally, and then that opened the door. People were like, well, what is this? Like, who are you? And then, like, by like August of that year, it was just, we knew this is something special. So I would say that was the thing that I released to kind of kickstart it. But then after that, everybody else just kind of went head first and just superseded anyone's expectations, I think. Like whether it was a single, a mixtape, solo projects, whatever it was just like every time we released something, it would just be like, whoa, you know. So I'm just speaking for me individually, because everybody else in the circle has way more material than I do. So we would all go to the studio together. We'd have like a pre-studio party, then travel to the studio, be there, and then I think that's the energy that kind of galvanized everyone in the beginning.
We did that for like at least a year. Yeah. And it was like a domino effect, because I remember that you like came back from Liberty and started things, and then I remember eventually like Candace started going to the studio with you. And then I remember Candace was like, you should just go. And then I eventually went. And then it was like, everybody was just there.
It's like, I like to think of it as like, we're Kev's children.
Yeah.
Because when you have kids, you put your dreams for the most part aside, or your like, what you plan to do. I was listening to his music before he went to college, when he was rapping with a guy that went to our church. But it was like, as soon as I heard that My Meditation, I was like, oh, I gotta be a part of this. Like, I didn't even know that I could rap at the time. And so the first track I got on was with Vocab, which was the Tupac joint. Yeah. I forgot what instrumental that was.
Oh, that was the Hail Mary.
Hail Mary, yeah.
The remix. The remix.
Prepare for War.
Oh, so a quick thing about Prepare for War. Yeah. Me and this guy, okay, we reconnected, right? So Conscious was back here from Atlanta, I was back here from Virginia. We reconnected and went on a cable access show hosted by Schizo.
Oh,
wow! Right?
Yeah.
So there was shout out to Schizo. There was a whole bunch of different artists there. So then, like, off camera, so like Conscious was going as himself. I was going as myself. We were like, we're gonna go together. Then offline, I remember the moment he was like, man, I think I'm gonna just rock with Truth Tone. And I remember he went on and spit. Somebody called in, yo, that was ill. Wow. Then I spit. Somebody called, yo, that was man. Right? Wow. So then I contacted a dude that I also ran into. His name was Chris Wilson. He connected with a guy named Heinous. So then like me and Conscious, and then Heinous, and then one of my boys, Chris Clark, who goes by Scythe Myson, we came together on a beat that I can't remember who produced it, but I wrote the hook, Prepare for War, and we all got on and talked about different forms of warfare. So that was like the first, like, ooh, right? And then Conscious started just going in the studio. It happened so fast. It was just like boom, boom. Next thing you know, we got like 20 songs deep in the catalog, and then it was just crazy.
We still have that track.
Yeah, so that Prepare for War. Then the remix is the Hail Mary beat, and then y'all got on it. Around the same time we did Heaven's Key. Man.
But it was crazy because me and Vocab, man, we connected. You were probably like 17, and we went on this church trip, and we just ventured out in society in Atlanta, and we were just like freestyling at a bus stop in Atlanta on a church trip. And this guy came up to us and was like, man, y'all sound dope. But we would always do that. We like throw me a word or, you know, play all around the world, like all of that. And so it's like all of these, and me and Yogi, we went back all the way to the children's choir. So it's like all of these little relationships amongst us individually became this whole collective, this whole connection. And it was like everybody connected after that on their own, you know, platform. And so, like I was saying, Kev like really started out, you know, doing the artistry. He's still one of the coldest MCs that I've ever heard. But he really sacrificed a lot to make sure that he was constantly pushing us to go. Like he would always, you know, from giving me advice to you should say this, or like it was one verse I did, I can't remember. He's like, no, you should say this instead of that. And so it's been an honor to be able to like be under his wings and to really it's so love in its like purest form for someone to hold on to their like what they want to do. I want to write music, want to, you know, all of that, and I want to make sure that y'all get to where y'all need to be. I want to make sure I'm at the shows just like a dad would. I want to make sure I'm at the games. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so that's really been something that like has really nailed the foundation to have this guy right here like say, okay, I'm gonna put this on the back burner so that you all can get to where you want to be. So that's the ultimate sacrifice right there.
And the thing is,
couldn't be me.
No, the thing about that is that I didn't have to pay that much to say that. You know, that was a little.
Man, yeah, that's crazy though. It's like so reminiscent. Because I remember when you started. And you were telling me about Jude. You were like, yeah, we went to school together. And I was like, no.
And then I remember I seen you at Wayside.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
You're the one.
Like, yo, I heard yours.
Yeah. Like, are we friends now?
It
it's so crazy how it all happened. It seems like yesterday. For real, that's cliche, but it's like, it really seems like it was yesterday. We're very geeked about being at the gospel mission.
Oh man, and even the album, like the music and the network that's been built from like the thought that was in Kev's mind is crazy. It's crazy. Like the music scene in Kalamazoo has obviously been influenced by Truth Tone. Like obviously, there's so many people that are connected.
I gotta say though,
in every way to what we do. Every way.
We gotta praise God for the vision.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Praise God for the vision. It would be erroneous for us to even say anything else. But I have to say, this is the first time that I've been vocal about this. We established the foundation that many of the artists nowadays perform and do their thing on. That was our work, our grind, our showing them how, because hip hop has a very negative stigma, even though we're not just hip hop, okay? Articles, headlines used to say local hip hoppers.
Hip hoppers, yeah.
Hip hop. So,
Not even a hip hop group, just
Yeah,
hip
what is
hoppers.
that?
yeah.
We've been called so many things.
Is that somebody that does
The
hot
Truth
scotch?
Tone
Like what is that?
I remember
Now,
somebody called me Dusty Clay. I mean, you know, it's just
Everybody
I'm
hates
feeling
spelling
that.
my name correctly.
Oh yeah, Yolanda.
So you figure in 2 years, we went from performing in the gospel mission, which, by the way, almost all of our family were there. Number two, and that was probably one of the most transformational performances.
Yeah.
People were crying, like falling out, like hugging. But in 2 years, we went from that to headlining Rock the Bells, opening up for Rock the Bells. And in between that, we opened up or performed or created a lane in every major venue in Kalamazoo. From Webster's at the Radisson.
And if you don't agree, you are kidding yourself.
Just check the archives.
Check the resume.
All you have to do is check the archives. That's
And I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about it is that, you know, to God be the glory.
Yes.
But also, there were people that believed. You know what I mean?
And gave us stuff
and they believed, not because we were selling them the dream, but just because they listen. So individuals like Michelle and Denise down at Fire, individuals like Nate, Bailey, shout out to B&E, all of the cats, MED, all of them, and so it was like people really listened and started. Shout out to Desert Ease, even Schizo. I remember one of my first tracks I collaborated with him, and I was like, oh man, he's gonna spit some my track. You know, and so those artists and people that really, you know, just listened to the music and like knew what it was, you know what I mean? Like we listened to our own stuff and like, man, yo, that was hot. But it's like other people believing. I mean, that it really went. You know, I remember the 4th, 5th song I did was a song Kev submitted to. I didn't even know what he was doing. I just remember one call, him saying, "Hey, can I submit this song to this place?" I still don't remember what you were doing. And so he called me back and was like, yo, I submitted this song, you won. You get to go to this place and perform and compete to go perform at Rock the Bells. I didn't even know what Rock the Bells was.
We were like, what?
I just remember. So then we went to Hamtramck. And the reason I know that it was Hamtramck is because I had to compete against other artists to perform at Rock the Bells. And so I did the song he submitted. I won. For some reason, I don't know why, he thought it was going to be a battle after that. He probably don't even remember this. But he was like, he pulled me aside. He was like, Ken, if you battle, you got to say something like, we out here in Hamtramck. Haters can't stand it. I will never forget that. But like,
that was a tip.
That was crazy.
Oh, man.
I don't y'all recall like
the process. Like finding a rental car, where we're going to stay.
Shout out to my mother, Dr. Mary.
She was up for hours.
So let me say,
shout out to Josh Rusher, man. Shout out to Rush.
So first we gotta say,
the family.
We have a phenomenal village of support.
Oh, man.
From everybody's parents and or grandparents have supported True Tone in some way, and sometimes financially. However, so I submitted this song to a radio station in Detroit.
Movie star.
You know, so they said open up for Rock the Bells. Okay, there were so many contestants. So the lady called me back on a Sunday afternoon at like 6. I ignored her call 10 times. Because I don't know the number. Then I answered. She was like, this is such and such from like Def Jam Island and this. And you're one of the top 3 finalists. And anyway, long story short, I didn't have any money. None of us had bread like that. My mom paid the money for the rental car, the hotel, the gas, and the food. And she was unemployed at the time. She had just got laid off from an executive position at the bank. So I'll never forget that day. We go up to Hamtramck. We're outside of the audition venue like 6 hours early. Right? Look, I'm looking up and down the block like, man.
It was bare.
It was bare.
People were still at work.
As the sun set, you saw dudes pulling up with their ratchets on, the security of the place. We go in, it's an armed guard like everywhere, in a bathroom, stairwell. I'm like, what is this place? There was this dude from Detroit, I'm not going to say his name. He had a huge following, and I guess they thought they were going to win. But as they were reading the scores off of articulation, rhyme, beat, delivery, stage presence, he was getting like 7 out of 10, 8, 6. When they read DC, 10, 9, 10. Yeah. So his whole crew of goons was over the corner like, So they're over there looking at the bar, and me and my brother.
Jeff don't get out a lot. He can't do that.
They looking at us, and I'm like, damn, we about to. Okay.
We getting out of here.
I said, we about to grab her. So listen, no, for real, because they thought they was gonna win. And they over there looking. Then the lady says, okay, you won. Everybody wants to meet you. So we had to go around this venue. Meanwhile, this guy and his goons started like formalizing it. Like, I'm like, man. So I said, Jeff, tell the guards, pull the car around front. I said, I went through the club with it like this.
I didn't know what was happening.
I said,
I was like, we need to go now.
I said, Yogi.
I was like, wait, we just won. Why can't we stay? I want to make new friends.
So look, as we making our way down the stairwell, as we coming down the stairwell to leave, I'm like, all right, we about to be scot-free. These dudes are upstairs. Man, don't you know they stopped her and was like, yo, good job.
Yeah.
Big hug. Everything. Like, oh man, salute.
Yeah.
So then we was like, oh dang, that's what's up. We got in the car and I'm telling you, we was doing donuts in the
We had a
we were on the stage.
Yeah.
We were too damn.
We was too hyped.
I was knocked out on
Yeah,
the last 30
yeah.
minutes of the ride.
But that's just a testament to how our village believed in us, believes in us, supports us from the beginning.
When it's time, they're like, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Yeah.
And no matter what, though, it's unconditional. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, like, whatever we got our hands on, you know, to when Conscious started DJing, it was like, what?
I remember the day.
Actually,
I remember
man,
the
that's
day.
crazy. I was thinking about this earlier because I was looking at that. Today is the 5th anniversary of my father passing away, which is
we gotta pay
the day after. The day after your album released 5 years ago, because it was on the 16th of October. That's how I remember everything. Cause we partied the whole night, and then I woke up the next day and had to deal with that. So, my father passed away is the big reason, the only reason on why I really moved into DJing, which is a whole nother thing in itself. But these two know when they come over here, they say, I put my hours in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I'm the best, but like I'm far from the worst. Ain't nobody gonna show me. You know what I mean? But I put my time in there, so I'm just happy to still be able to spin music for these good folks and produce, make music. But it's all good, man. It's genuine. It's organic.
How long have you been DJing?
3 years now.
I remember the first turntables, and then I remember you had the car. I was
yes. Everything.
Wow.
That took it to a whole new level for Truth Tone, because it's like we were already like more than just like rappers or MCs. Like we were already vocalists doing all different kinds of genres of music, but then to add that was like, there's nothing that we're not doing.
And that's the wonderful thing about having, like you said, a conglomerate of people, because I didn't know I was going to get into DJing. It was more or less like we're just moving forward, and everybody just kind of felt more comfortable in the place, and I didn't feel like I had to rap all the time. I didn't feel I was a part of a reggae band. I didn't feel like I needed to do that. I just wanted to try a lot of different things. Like, I'm a true Aquarius to heart. I get bored with things very easily. So it was a new challenge, DJ. I'm starting to get bored with that, so I'm starting to produce a little bit. So, just to try to get, just try to stay ahead of the game as far as this music. I always want to do music. I was doing music before I met them. I would do music in my coffin probably if I had a chance to. So it's just a chance to just, better in yourself. So
yeah, we already told you to do that.
And I think the beautiful thing too, one of the good things about it is that we all in some way or another have a passion for these young people. And that I think is the most important thing. I think it's an obligation that we have as artists to, put something into these babies, you know what I mean? Because it's a beautiful thing. I did a performance at Lakeside. It's a beautiful thing to be able to perform, and about 15 kids come up to me like, Jude Al? Oh man, I recorded with him. I did a song with him. These two brothers, man, came up to me, rapped the whole entire song they did with this guy. And to be able to be a part of that collective and not like, hey, y'all know y'all boy was just out, that's a beautiful thing. It's given me a lot of joy, and it's really been a big reason that we've continued to be together,
And we said a long time, just to join the movement. We didn't even know what the movement really was. We knew we had something. We knew we had something, and we knew that we were going to accomplish something big. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, I want to be a part of it. I was like, I don't know what the movement is, but I want in.
And I think it's unheard of, a lot of times. I'm sure there are groups like Desert Ease. They've been around a minute and they've stuck together, and but I think it's great for other people to see young minorities, man, or majorities, you know what I'm saying, together, committed to helping one another, supporting one another. I've been to other people's shows that had nothing to do with me, you know what I mean? Yogi has been to shows where I'll be like, hey, real quick, can you do something on this song? I don't think to this day that we rehearsed a set before we went on.
Never.
Because the chemistry is beautiful. Jude Al DJ'd, was a part of a show I did at Bell's. Never even, maybe went over a song or two, but it's just that chemistry that you know. I mean, I go back to the performance I did at Put Up or Shut Up, where you started playing. What song was that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Not rehearsed at all. Yeah. It's just the chemistry that we have with one another, you know, that we can just really, again, even this interview, you know what I mean? No questions rehearsed. It's just a conversation that we have often with one another.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
So, with the projects, you recently released My Name is Candace. Can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, My Name is Candace is really just another step forward. Kind of like what Conscious was saying, is that I never want to be the same person I was yesterday. You know what I mean? A big part of the artistry to me is that responsibility of being vulnerable and to expose demons or things about yourself that a lot of times we hide, you know, for whatever reason. And so my goal is for people to, as Fire would say, be their authentic selves. And it's a journey. It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in a couple years. But if you are intentional about growing, there has to be, you have to take every opportunity to really be who you are. And there was a point where I took a little break from recording because I felt like I was getting lost in DC. You know what I mean? I'm a Gemini at heart, and so there are two sides. I feel like it's two sides to everybody, but I'm not gonna go into that.
Gemini is different. I'm a mother to Gemini, so I understand. Yeah.
So I felt like I was getting a lot of love, man. Like I was getting a lot of love, and at some point it kind of made me a little big-headed, and so I didn't like that about me, you know what I mean? And so I really had to take a step back. And I did a lot of soul searching when I was living abroad for those couple months, where I didn't really have people gassing me up. I mean, people really enjoy my music over there, but it wasn't like, oh man, you're the coldest, or, you know, I love these, whatever. And so in order to bring it back, and I owe a lot of that to these people, whether they know it or not, because you can't be a beast amongst gorillas. Like they all do, you know what I mean? And so Hello, My Name is Candace was really me kind of going back to really who I am, because DC is Candace. There can be no DC without Candace, but there can be Candace without DC. And so that was a big part of it. And so a lot of the songs on the project are really my personal diary entries. And so, you know, still released the LP, still working on the EP, and it's a journey. It's hard writing about yourself. It really is. And a lot of my songs before that were about, you know, a lot of other people's experiences that I have had the privilege of being a part of, and a lot of concerns in the community. So this is really the sophomore project really is about me and my own personal experiences. So
it takes a lot of work, to be honest about
oh my goodness. But that's why I'm always like quality over quantity. I mean, you have cats that drop mixtapes every other week. And it's just garbaggio, you know what I mean?
And it sounds like they drop it every other week.
You know what I mean? And so I love the supporters, but I write my music because it's healing for me. And I would like to think that my supporters understand that. And so even though I might not drop a project, when I do, they're going to be like, where's that? Let me copy it. You know what I mean? But I don't ever want to get to a place where I'm just writing out of assignment, you know, because a lot of it, for me, is therapeutic. And so I tried to start writing a poem today for an event on Monday. I never can. I've tried for the 8 to some years to write pieces out of assignment. Never have. I've never been successful because it's not natural. It's not natural. So
it's like when you wait for the inspiration to come to you, it's more authentic.
Absolutely.
Yeah,